Hello, today we are going to do probably two landscapes. The first landscape that we are going to paint is this one. This is pretty simple. You're gonna see, okay? So because we are going to do first, we are going to paint the sky. We already have one class in the very beginning that we have done something like this. We are going to do exactly the same thing with the water, and on the top of these two things we are going to paint this line of land on the horizon, and on the top of that at the end we are going to go with this kind of branches, grass branches, and finally we are going to do the tree. So I'm not sure if we are going to have the time to do two at the same time, but if that is not the case, we are going to do the other one in the next class. So for this one, we are going to use probably, I'm using a dark kind of violet color and do the drawing. The drawing is pretty simple in this case, so probably you have to make sure that you will have, if you divide this, okay, in 4 different parts. So you're going to have like 1.5 and 2.5 parts here, okay? So more or less this is going to be like here, and we are going to start working with a dark color. So something like this. This is the real land. This is a reflection of the same land on the water. Okay, so this is going to be a little less intense in color. This is basically, this part basically is going to be black. Okay, so we are going to do now, we will go and we will, with a brush, okay, this is a brush that we are going to use today. We are going to use the 3 of them. Okay, this is the number 14. It can be the one that you have, that is the bigger one. We have the number 8 and we have the number 6. Which one we are going to use for that? For which part? This is basically for the sky and the water, okay? And these two are going to be to work in these different parts of the tree. I hope that you are seeing those. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna just wet the paper. I hope that you can see what I am doing. I'm gonna just wet the paper. We are going to start with the sky. Remember, when you have these big surfaces, always, this is what you do. Okay, you wet the paper first, and then you go with, in this case, really strong colors. So I am going to use, this is green, probably here I have the blue. Okay. These are colors that are a little dry, and the good thing with the watercolor is that even if the colors are dry like this, I haven't used this palette for more than a week. Okay, so still I can make this pigment work for me. So I have ultramarine and tallow blue. Combine it, you can use, and you can make the color that you want. In this case, I am using this combination because I like it. That's it. And if you have by any chance another brush, okay, that is even bigger than this one, use it. We are going to work with our Frenda paper, okay, because we are going to make some room also for these colors. Okay, the white here, and then the orange yellow one. Those are coming. I think I want more intensity in the colors here, so what I'm gonna do is just put a little more of color now on this upper part, and I can even, as the paper is wet, I can even use just, you know, the color without water, or with the water that we have already in our palette. And remember that what we are doing with this photograph is basically an interpretation. So we are not even thinking that this is a copy of the photograph. And that's what I want you to have in mind, okay? We have this liberty, we have this freedom of interpretation. So now we are going to do exactly the same thing. And we don't even need to weigh the paper on the bottom part, on the water. Okay, so just do this. Remember that we have this yellowy part here. Okay, same thing like we have here. So now we are going to wait for this to dry. Now that is this a little more dry, we are going to work on this more yellow part here. Okay, and for that we are going to use, obviously, we are going to use yellow. With probably a little of red in here. Okay, not too much, because you see that there is kind of like this white zone. Okay, so this is what we are going to do, and we will mimic that in here. While this is still wet, we try to blend, okay, a little bit this. And now we will go with the red also, while this is still wet. we will let this dry for now. Okay. Now, using different brush, yeah, we are going to use the number 8. Okay, using that, I'm gonna mix the darkest color that I have, which probably, in order not to use just black, I'm gonna mix black with some brown, dark brown, and with that I'm gonna paint the part that belongs to the land, okay, not the reflection still. Remember that this time we are not using a lot of water. You can even use some brown or more brown and a little of black. It's really up to you, okay? We will let this dry, okay, and then we are going to go on the reflection of this. The dark color that we have used before, but a little more diluted, we are going to go on the reflection. The difference of color is very mild. I am doing this way. Okay, even if you can do this to the edge of, so to remark, what I'm doing is, while this is kind of still kind of wet, I am adding to the lower part of the reflection, okay, a little of color. Well, we are going to let this dry as is, and then we will go on the part of the land here and some of these kind of branches and leaves. Wait. While this part is still drying, what we are going to work is on the leaves here, and for that we are going to use, as always, we use the leftover of whatever we have. In this case we have the blue from the sky that we are going to mix with ochre color and probably some brown. So this is a green browny color. I am using this brush here, and see what we are going to do. We are going to just start working on this kind of like a lot of dots, not a lot, some here, some there, and I am not using the brush like this. I'm just using the brush like this, okay? I am using the bigger brush that we will have. And in this, for this specific part, what if you have a old brush that is kind of hard, that is going to even be better. We can do some more. We can add some more brown and add some little dots of color. Okay. We will go on the top of this in a moment. That's it for now. With my dark watercolor pencil, try to draw, okay, what is going to be, which is really more than I am thinking that exists, because here is very undefined. It's kind of dark place, so but we don't have a lot of things to see. So I am going to do this part like dark, and I am going to work on the tree. And here you can be very flexible and creative in the way what you are doing, because you don't really have a lot. Using now mostly brown and black with really not so much water. And I want you to see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change my brush right now, and I'm gonna use the smaller one, the small one that I have, mixing black with brown. Okay, and this is, I'm going to start working on this part. As I said, you can be in this part, you can be very creative. You see that mostly I can't copy really what we have there. You don't see, but I am mixing again some more brown and black, creating the same color. In this part, you know, these kind of branches go a little bit more higher. Okay, don't worry about the tree. The tree is coming on the top of this, so just be concerned of these little branches for now, making some okay, we are going to let it dry a little bit, and we will go on the top of this. Now with the branches from the tree, but I want it to dry a little bit more. Now that is more or less all wet, we will go for the fun part. Fun part. What is the fun part? We are going to go for the trunk of the tree. So I'm using the number 9 brush and a color that is a dark brown. I am really half I am following what I did, the drawing, that is still I can see some of the lines, and half I am just inventing. Okay, I'm creating new patterns, new lines. Because you are never going to really do exactly what you have done before. This is a part that I think is fun. This is important. Try to unite some of the branches that you are creating. The watercolor is still fresh, so it's easy to combine many branches here, or trunk of trees. And as you can see, it is really a matter of time and trying to use the in the brush, the very end of the brush, without putting a lot of water and without also using a lot of pressure on the brush. Okay. And this is the part that is the part that is going to take you most of the time, because you have to try to recreate some of this movement that you have with these branches. You can take more time than what I am doing right now. And really, if you see this specifically, this picture that I choose, it doesn't have a lot of you know, specific details, but what I like it is that it's giving us a lot of freedom on what to do and practicing this kind of inventing, you know, how to do branches and trees. And if you have another brush that is even smaller than what I'm using right now, it's going to be even better for this part. You can spend a lot of time doing this, and it's a very relaxing exercise. That's why I like in my work in watercolors. I even though it is not what I do is landscaping. In my practice as an artist, I do a lot of trees, a lot of trunks, because I really like this kind of therapy, doing all these little lines, and I get really lost in my thoughts when I am doing this. Okay, so we have done our second landscape, and I'm gonna let it dry a little bit, and then I'm gonna take the blue tape that is framing this. We will now take this tape out. This is one of the most nicest parts of this watercolor class. When you really take the tape off and you have like your piece already done and in a way framed. Enjoy